begin with our cars warm-up. Take a breath in. 20% of radiation throughout your body. We're going to drop our chin to our chest, trying to intersegmentally move those neck levels. Rotate to the right. Swing around, make it as big a circle as possible. Trying to keep those shoulders down. One more time. And at the midline, reverse it. One more time. Okay. Crisscross in front of your chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Set that radiation. Let's bring those elbows down to our belly buttons. Try to move each segment individually. Rotate to the right. Move into a side bend and then extend. Try not to move around your pelvis. Make as big a circle as possible. One more time. Midline, reverse it, rotate left, roll into a side bend, and then back. This is one of the hard parts for people to get used to extending. One more time. Okay. Now our shoulder blades. So if you move your arms out, just make them a little V, make it a little easier. Keep those elbows locked straight. Take a breath in. Set your 20% of radiation and bring those shoulder blades up and together. And then move them down your spine and out, roll them up. Nice big circles. Okay, the pause at the top, and we're going to go down, together, up and out. One more time. Good. Shoulder. Move our right side first. Take a breath in. Set that irradiation, and we're going to move that right arm across and up. When you get to the top, let that arm rotate as much as you can. So you're trying to kind of turn that bicep back behind you. And get to the bottom. Reverse it. Try not to move your torso. One more time. Good. Okay, other side. Take a breath in. Reset that radiation. Good. And cross it up. Good. One more. Good, and reverse it. Okay. Elbows. I'm on point today. Take a breath in. Set that irradiation. Let's bring that forearm out and up. So it's like that palms come to the shoulder. Rotate the forearm at the elbow and press through. Okay, try to make a nice big circle at the elbow. Rotate open at the bottom and then reverse it. So rotate the palm to the ground, then bring the back of the hand to the shoulder. Yeah, one more. Good. And now our wrist. So keep that forearm facing the ceiling. Try not to rotate. And we're going to bring the hand down, out. Make sure you got that 20% of radiation. One more time. The bottom, pause and reverse it. Other side, elbow. Create that crease of the ceiling. Take a breath in. Set your radiation. Bring that forearm out and up. Rotate through at the top. Open the elbow. Rotate at the bottom. Bring it, bend the elbow again. Rotate at the top. Straighten it out at the bottom. Rotate, open, and pause. Reverse it. Bend the elbow. Rotate. Straighten the elbow. Rotate one more time. Good. Wrist. Make sure you got your radiation. Bring that wrist down and out as we rotate around. Just try to make that motion only happening at the joint, the wrist. The bottom, for your second time, pause. Bring it in and up. All right. Let's have a seat. Doing okay? And right knee, bring that right thigh to your chest. And let's rotate the shin out. straighten out the knee, rotate in and bend, out, straighten, rotate in, bend, the bottom pause, we're going to reverse it, rotate that shin inside, straighten, rotate out, bend, in, straighten, out, bend. Okay. Ankle, hold top of your shin, take a breath in, set your radiation and bring that foot down and out, and we're going to roll up and in. And at the bottom, you're going to pause, reverse it in and up for 2 times. Okay. Kneecaps. Getting in a better rhythm with the kneecaps. All right, take a breath in. Set your radiation, and we're going to press the kneecap down, out, and up, and try to make 2 big circles in that direction. Okay, at the bottom, pause, and then bring it in and up. Okay, other side. Bring that left thigh to your chest, take a breath in. Set that irradiation, turn that shin out, straighten out the knee, turn it in, and bend. The bottom pause, bring it in, straighten, turn out, and bend. One more time. Turn in, straighten, turn out, and bend. Okay, ankle. Keep that irradiation if you have it, or reset it. Bring that foot down, out, and rotate up and around. 1 more time. The bottom pause, reverse it, bring it in and up. Okay, very good. Kneecap. Breath in, set your radiation, even with these little joints. Bring the kneecap down and out. Rotate that around 2 times as best you can. Try to get some motion through those tendons and ligaments. Let's reverse it. All right. Toes. My favorite. All right. Take a breath in. Set your radiation. Hold on if you need to. Have a seat if you need to. And press those small toes down. And let's bring the big toes up for 1, 2, 3, 4. Big toe presses down. Small toes up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody up. And let's press the big toes down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now the small toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's get started. So you're gonna sit with your hips, with the back of your hips against the wall. So like so. I'm doing this because of needing to train the stability more through your spine when you're moving the hip. So it's kind of twofold. You're going to basically use the wall as, you know, an assistance in the sense of kind of guiding you so that you can keep your chest up and you'll have something to press your hips against. So if you just kind of keep your chest up and hinge forward a little bit from the wall, just make sure that the back of your hips, so your sacrum, are touching the wall. Sound good? Okay. So we will work 1 hip at a time. So let's work your right leg first. So if you bring the left leg in. All right. So now what we want to do is just make sure we have the right positioning for you for a hamstring stretch. So you want to keep the knee soft. That's very important. So soften up your knee and just keep your chest up and hinge forward and see where you feel a hamstring stretch. Keep your chest up though. So as you're coming down, keep thinking about lifting the chest as you're coming down. Do you feel anything? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the knee soft.
Right? The knee soft, yeah. Does it feel, how strong is the stretch? Moderate? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, perfect. So if you do not feel a good stretch here and you find yourself really folded down on the thigh, then you can use a yoga block underneath your ankle to lift up your foot. So that's an option for you. If you're having trouble keeping the knee soft, roll up a hand towel or bath towel and you can put it underneath the knee to support your knee. Okay, so we are going to work on kinetic stretching. I'm going to scooch myself here. The point of the kinetic stretching is that you're going to keep that knee soft. You're going to use the quad to pull you down into the hamstring stretch. Very important. And then when you get to the bottom point, wherever that is, you'll see that Anna and I are going to have different end points for that position. You're going to now activate all the tissue in the back of your thigh and leg. It's almost going to feel like you're driving the heel down and back, okay? Activate that tissue and you're going to pull yourself back up in that tall sitting. It's very important you keep your radiation so that you're engaged below your belly button and your spine is staying straight, okay? So as you're going down, think about leading with that chest being tall, okay? And kind of angling it, up and out from you, okay? So we're going to use full irradiation as we pull ourselves down into it and then pull ourselves back up out of it, and then we'll rest and reset, do it 3 times, okay? Ready to go? All right, take a nice deep breath in. Set your radiation, feel like you're pulling in underneath your belly button. Contract, keep your knees soft, contract your quad as you pull yourself down into it. Excellent job at your end point. Now activate the back of the thigh, drive your heel into the ground to pull yourself back up and rest. All right, let's reset that irradiation. Take a breath in. Good, and contract that quad, keep that knee soft, pull yourself up, down into that stretch. Good, at that bottom point, pause, and now drive your heel into the ground, contract your hamstring to pull yourself back up. Good. All right, let's reset. Take a breath in. Good. Contract that quad. Keep that knee soft. Chest up. Good. And now activate the back of that thigh. Drive that heel down and pull yourself back up. Good. Okay, so now we are going to do some lifts for your quad. Okay. So you can use the wall as an assistance. So you can pin yourself up to the wall as I'm doing here as an assistance. You can hinge off of it a little bit too if you'd like. To make it more difficult, you're going to be here. To make it easier, you're going to pin yourself up against the wall. If you actually still cannot lift the quad here, then you're going to have to move away from the wall like so that you can lean back and open up that appropriate space so that you can actually lift the leg up. Okay, but we ideally are going to stay against the wall because we're trying to train that neutral spine stabilization while moving our hip into this flexion. All right, so we're going to do 5 lifts. So remember, slow, controlled, almost like a light tap. Okay, try not to rush it. Take a breath in. Full, safest and greatest maximum radiation. Let's lift that quad up. Lower it down for 1, up for 2. Up for 3. If your quad starts to cramp, just tighten it more. 4 and 5. Good. And if it's cramping, like mine is, just keep tightening it. It'll actually go away faster than if you try to get out of it. You want to give your body that neural feedback. Okay, little quad. All right, so let's move into some hovers. So we're going to actually lift the leg up, move out, and then tap down to the outside, come up, and then come back in. And we're going to do this for 5 times as well. Maximum irradiation, slow and controlled. Bring those shoulder blades down against the wall. That'll help you. Take a nice deep breath in. Anchor that in your belly button. Feel below your belly button pulling in as you tighten everything else in your body. Now lift that quad up, out, light tap. Don't rest it. Good. Up for 2. Return. Up for 3. Shallow breathe. Last one. You got it. Keep that control. Good. And down. Good. Easy or hard?
Harder than the first one.
Okay. Good. That's what we want. Okay. So we're going to switch legs. So let's do that very deliberately. Take a nice deep breath in. Set your radiation, and this right leg we're going to bring up and in to a butterfly position, and then we're going to lift the left leg up and straighten that leg out in front of us. Perfect. Okay, just reposition your hips if you need to. Reset your assistance if you need to. If you're super flexible and you got to get that ankle up, put that yoga block under your ankle. If you need support into your knee so you're not hyperextending while you're doing it, to help you learn that control is really important. Anna's been doing this for a while, so in the beginning she had a lot more trouble with these little details, but we're getting control of that over time. So we're going to move into that kinetic stretch. Remember, chest up, soft knee, using the quad to pull you down, hamstring to pull you up. Take a breath in. Anchor that breath in your lower abdomen. Full irradiation. Contract that quad and pull yourself down into that hamstring stretch. Ooh, I've got like no range here today. Okay, stop at your end point and contract that hamstring and pull yourself back up. Listen to your body, get out of your head, stop thinking about where you think you should be, and just listen to what your body wants to do with all these details in place. Okay, let's take another breath in. Reset that full irradiation and use that quad to pull you down into that hamstring stretch. Close that space, chest up. At that bottom point, contract that hamstring and pull yourself back up. This quad is already cramping. Okay, so let's take a nice deep breath in. Reset that irradiation, use that quad, contract it, and pull yourself down into that hamstring stretch. Keep that chest up. At that end point, contract that hamstring and pull yourself back up to tall sitting. Great. I'm going to keep contracting my quad. I did a live stream workout the other day. It was really much strongly hip rotation, internal rotation, and so I'm really sore from it. So this is what is happening probably. All right, so let's move into our 5 lifts straight up. Slow and controlled, do the best you can. Pin yourself to the wall for that assistance if you need to. Make sure you're pulling in below your belly button, and that's where you're going to really anchor that foundation. Take a nice deep breath in. Full irradiation, contract that quad and lift that left leg up for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ooh, that's a lot harder on this side. Okay, see, what I'm happy about is that seeing the difference side to side and that I'm able to train something that's weak that I wouldn't otherwise be paying attention to. All right, so we're lifting out and lifting up and going out, tapping in, coming back 5 times. Okay, reset that full irradiation, take a nice deep breath in, anchor that breath, lift that leg up, hover out, light tap, come in for 1, lift for 2, 3, 4, press against that wall if you need to. That quad starts to cramp. 5, keep working. Okay, good. All right, so from here, I want to actually get into, we're going to go first into a tall, trying to decide whether I want to do it standing or tall kneeling. I think we're going to do it tall kneeling. Let's do it that way. I think it'll be a little bit more stable for you, believe it or not. And you want to have something to kneel on to protect your knee. You can also use the wall to support you. So let's have you face this way. Put your left knee down first so that you work in the right leg. I'm going to have you slide that back a little bit more. Perfect. Okay. So put that right leg out onto your heel. So what we're going to do here is make sure that you're nice and tall through that left hip. So make sure those shoulders are stacked. You're going to use that wall as support. You might want to put your toes underneath you there to help you anchor. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So what we're going to do from here is basically try to control the flexion. So you're going to start from this position. So hinge back. So keep your chest up like we were doing that kinetic stretch. Just square your shoulders off to the front. Okay. Take a nice deep breath in. Anchor the breath. Full maximum contraction. I want you to contract that right quad. And now go back up into that tall kneeling and hold the leg there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then slowly lower it down. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more of those. Is your knee hurting on the other side?
No, just play
Position
over, yeah.
Okay, so make sure, now that you've done it once, keep your shoulders squared off to the front. Stay nice and tall. Use the back of that left hip, okay, and try not to lean back. Press your hand to the wall to help you. All right, so let's hinge back. So our back's nice and straight, chest is up, like that kinetic stretch. Take a nice deep breath in. Anchor that breath, contract your quad, lift the leg up, and then go back into tall kneeling and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and control it down.
Made it harder for myself.
Did you?
Yeah.
Were you too close to the wall, you
I
think?
think so, yeah.
Okay, if you can, maybe put your hand in front of you a little bit. Okay, there you go. Does that help?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so now you're in tall kneeling. We're going to set that stance. So hinge back the way we're doing with the kinetic stretch. So chest is up. Excellent form, Anna. It's okay. Take a nice deep breath in. Draw below your belly button in. Contract everything else in your body. Lift that right leg up. Contract that quad. Now move back into that tall kneeling. Shoulders stacked over your hips. Bring your shoulders forward a little bit. And there you go. Press on the wall. Good. And 3, 2, 1. Control the down. Very nice. All right. So let's just kind of intentionally move ourselves. Take a nice deep breath in. Move that right leg into tall kneeling. And then you're going to, actually, you need to rotate around for the video. So sorry. If you're against the wall, obviously move yourself for the support. And I'm going to turn myself here. Okay. So we're in tall kneeling. Our left leg is out in front of us. We're kind of driving that heel into the ground, activating that hamstring a little bit. So you want to make sure your shoulders are stacked over your hips. We're going to hinge ourselves back. So keep that chest up and just sit back into that right hip. Take a nice deep breath in. I'm going to have you anchor that below your belly button. Contract everything else in your body as much as you can. Contract that left quad, lift up that left foot. And now move back into tall kneeling. Keep those shoulders over those hips for 3, 2, 1. And relax. Lower, control that lowering. Good. All right, so let's reset. Just repositioning myself so I'm getting the maximum contraction. Okay, hinge back into that right hip. Keep that chest up. Press to the wall if you need to. Take a nice deep breath in. Anchor that breath in your abdomen. Contract that left quad. Lift that left leg up. Now move back into that tall kneeling. Make sure your shoulders are over your hips. 3, 2, 1. And control that leg down. All right, last one. We're going to reset. So hinge back into that right hip, chest up. Take a nice deep breath in. Anchor that breath in your abdomen, contract that quad, lift that leg up, move back into tall kneeling. It's almost like you're pressing that foot forward, slipping a little bit. And hold for 3, 2, 1, and control it down. So you can see this leg was shaking, and it was the one also that was cramping earlier. So a lot of good feedback onto the side where I was experiencing some weakness. All right, so we're going to move through a very intentional hip cars, but you're going to do it with your max radiation, so you're kind of working on retraining that hip rotation. So you're going to go back into half kneeling on that left side. Okay, and so use that in front of you. You can put both hands. Pressing down with your elbows straight into the top of the foam roller helps you to irradiate and activate your core. Okay, so what you can't see from this angle is what you want to make sure is that your hips are not shifted over to the side that you're kneeling on. You want to make sure that your hips are kind of stacked up underneath your shoulders, nice and straight, and you're not leaning more to that side. Okay, so let's take my side. All right. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Full irradiation as much as you can. And we're going to lift that right leg up, rotate through, and try to do that right hip cars as best you can without moving anything else. Oh, you already... Okay, perfect. I'm glad we're working through these assistances because this is going to happen to you. So pin yourself up against the wall. So pin your left leg up to the wall. So now Anna's going to have the wall to anchor her and assist her. She's going to press it down to the top of the foam roller to help her gain some control. Does that feel? I'm just going to make sure this, oops, I'm sorry. Make sure that that's straight. How's that? Mm-hmm. Good? Okay, so if you need to do that, I see my hips away from the wall, but I'm just using the wall as an assistance here and my fist. Okay, so take a nice deep breath in. Anchor that breath in your abdomen. Full irradiation throughout your body. Lift that right leg up and try to do that hip cars. Rotate through as best you can. Slow and controlled. It's not a race. Reverse it. Okay, we're going to rest. So the slower you can do it, the better. and you want to make sure you're not moving the base. So you're going to use as much support as you can. All right, take a breath in, anchor that breath in your abdomen, lift that leg up, out, rotate through, reverse it. Good. Okay. Last one, take a breath in, lift that right leg up, open, rotate through, control that motion. When you don't have a lot of stability, you want to do it fast. So do it slow so you can control it. Okay, and so now from here, what we're going to do is I'm going to have you put the leg out to the side, but that's going to be a little bit too hard. So we're also now going to move it back, we'll say, yeah, it's maybe like a 45-degree angle from your hip, so we can really activate that glute a little bit better and use that to help us. All right, so what we're going to do from here is do 3 lifts. It's going to be a lot harder. If you can't do it from this tall kneeling, because I'm thinking I'm going to have a really hard time doing that, I'm actually going to do it from a quadruped position. Do you think you can do it from there?
We'll see.
I'll give you a block just in case. I'll share. Okay, so I'm going to do it from this position here. Make sure your knee is stacked up underneath your hip as if you're coming down in the quadruped. All right, you're going to take a nice deep breath in. Try not to shift to the side. You can pin yourself to the wall if you need to give you that feedback as well. All right, so take a nice deep breath in. Anchor that breath in your abdomen. Get those shoulders out of your ears. Contract everything else in your body. And now try to lift that toe off the ground for 1, 2. Control it as best you can. And 3. Okay, we should have had you go down to quad, right? All right, well, let's do another set so that Anna can maximize her experience for that. So you can use, yeah, that's good. Okay, so just stack your left knee under your left hip. Okay, did I lean back into my hip? Did you notice that? You probably worried about.
No,
Okay.
I don't think you did.
Okay, so you just kind of tap your right big toe on the ground, so you're not like lifting the whole foot. Okay, yep. So before you even go up, make sure your glutes are really engaged. All right, take a nice deep breath in. Anchor, tension, everything else in your body. Lift that right big toe up for 1. Control and slow. 2. Nice. And 3. Nice. Good. All right. So let's do the other side. Switch. So yeah, we'll do, what's that? Oh yeah, thank you. I was so concerned about helping in that position. Okay. So we're going to, use your foam roller, you can use the back of a chair to support you, whatever you need. And, oh, I've got the wrong legs. Okay, left leg is up in front of you, right leg is back. Use whatever you need to assist you so you're not moving your foundation. Take a nice deep breath in. Anchor that breath, lift that left leg up and out, rotate through. And then you're gonna reverse it. Try not to extend through your spine. That's what people do to cheat. Okay, rest. Take a deep breath in. Anchor that breath, lift that left leg up, open, rotate through, and then reverse it. Nice, good catch, Anna. All right, last one, take a breath in. Anchor that breath, we're gonna lift, open, rotate through. Remember, don't extend that lower back. That's what people do to cheat. If you don't have it, if you're trying to move you through your upper back, your lower back to move that hip more, it means you don't actually have that hip motion. So that's what we're trying to isolate. So you're not helping yourself. Okay, let's get into that quadruped position, or if you've got the ability to, you're gonna do it in that half tall kneeling. So we're gonna, right knee is underneath the right hip. I'm just gonna move so Anna doesn't kick me in the nose. Okay, and you wanna make sure you're not shifting through your hips. Everything, so when you lift that foot, you wanna make sure, set your base so that you're not having to move around. You're trying to control that. So the only thing that's moving is that hip joint. Take a nice deep breath in. Anchor that breath. Tighten those glutes and lift that left big toe up for 1. Control the down. 2. Only go as high as you can control. And 3. Good. Relax. We'll do one more set. You reset yourself, change your assistance as needed. Take a nice deep breath in. Anchor that breath in your lower abdomen. Contract everything else in your body. You should feel your glutes right now before you even lift. And lift for 1. Control the down. 2. Isolate that movement into the hip. And 3. Control the down. Very good. All right.